Welcome to the Niagara Falls Public Library in the Earl W. Bridges building. This building, to give a little history, was created by Paul Rudolph on March 9th, 1974. This structure has 3 levels. The first floor is the main entrance with public access. The second floor has an auditorium, offices, and staff room. And the third floor is the local history department, holding archives from the area of Niagara Falls. This is what the building used to look like in 1974. This is the Earl W. Bridges building, also known as Niagara Falls Public Library, and what it looks like today. Some accessibility. An outside entrance has accessible parking with 4 spots designated for accessibility parking. There is signage for each of the 4 spots. This does need a little bit of update, which I will show you the pictures in a moment. There are 2 on-ramps and curbs that lead into the building. The doors have a button for automatic door opening, and for manual, there are easy to pull doors and handles. As you can see here, here's the signage for the parking along this side here where my mouse is. And on this side, this is supposed to be painted. It does need a little bit of work, but there is the ramp going in when you park in the patron side only. Here you can see from the main road there's another accessibility into the library, and this is the walkway is wide enough for multiple people to go through at one time. Here you can see the entrance for the doors. The handles are ADA compliant with a zoomed in image within the middle panel, and here's the accessibility button for automatic. So when you walk in, there's the main floor area. There is accessible water fountains that are ADA compliant. Public bathroom has signage. There is no Braille downstairs. There is upstairs, as you will see pictures later. There are clearly marked floors for obstacles. This building is old, so there's a lot of uneven surfaces in the foundation, but they do have rugs that say watch your step, as you will see in later pictures. The shelves I have measured, they are according to standards. The only difficulty is that some books are on the higher shelves and might not be easily accessible. Signs for sections of the different genres are clear. Could have a little bit of an update for audiobooks, and they are in a project right now that will involve including more signage, clearer signage, and even signage that is in Braille. A little bit about the main floor before I show you some pictures. They have a digital catalog. It's available for public use. They're currently accessible by the water fountains of the building. These water fountains also have a bottle refill station, and the height is ADA compliant. The reference and circulation desks are compliant for patrons to come up and ask questions. There is an exception where on the staff side of the counter is not quite ADA compliant, whereas someone who is in need of a wheelchair cannot see above the counter in order to see patrons. There is technology available, access to the library catalog, which again is by the water fountain. There is access to digital history of the library, which I will show you pictures. There is this thing called playback audiobooks, where you basically take earbuds, plug it into this device, and it reads like an audiobook. There is also the digital app called the Libby app. This is also available in Buffalo, Erie counties. But simply you put this on your phone or your smart device, and you can download audiobooks or digital copies of books. And within that app, you can make the font bigger or smaller, change the brightness and the settings, etc. Main floor also has a checkout station. There is a circulation desk that is easily accessible for people with disabilities. The reference desk, again, is compliant, minus the back behind the counter. There is proper signage for both desks. There is also a fun feature. Currently, I am in a study pod that is ADA compliant. It is equipped with lighting and a filter system to just keep the air sanitary. And there is a ramp to the entrance of the study pod. And basically there is enough room to move around in the area, and the work table actually is adjustable, so you can actually move it up and down according to how much space you need. So here's some pictures. Here's the circulation desk where patrons can check out their books, movies, and audiobooks. Here's a section of what the library looks like. Again, you can see that there's plenty of space to move around. The tables are ADA compliant, giving enough room for a person who would need to use a wheelchair can use the table. And on the other side, there is a sample of books and how they're labeled with their stickers accordingly. And the labels of the authors are clear and easily legible. Next here we have lighting and the fire safety code up to date. The lighting is supported by LED lights, and the fire extinguisher does go off, makes loud noises, and it also has the flashing feature, which makes this ADA compliant. Here's the books on CD that I was referring to. Again, it is a device that you can plug earbuds in and listen to audiobooks on the go. And the other picture is a sign that I have talked to the library employees. They have stated that it is a project that they would like to get more signs like this one for each of the genres and other areas that may not be quite as clear to read the signs. Here's a little bit of the area of the library. There's plenty of space in between the shelves. Other pictures highlighting the front area of the circulation desk, displays, and some of the architecture. And in this panel where my mouse is the library catalog and the water fountain / water refill station. This library has 2 exits. The first one is the emergency exit. It is ADA compliant, and there's also another exit that has this similar feature. And in this panel over here where my mouse is the circulation desk. So employees do have the right to sit in these chairs where they can see over the counter. But again, since everything is so high up, people that would need to utilize a wheelchair may not be able to see or reach to get to the computer, much less be able to see over the counter. Again, I already covered lighting and safety with the pictures, so this is just a reminder. Some restroom and signage. There's a clear sign for restrooms. It is a little complicated to get in because this first panel where my mouse is a little hard to navigate unless you walk closer, and then the arrow points into the bathroom on the main floor. This was the sign that was for the bathroom. Again, it's not as clearly indicated, and there is no braille on the signage whatsoever. This is the entryway to the downstairs bathroom. This is a little tight to be ADA compliant. In the entryway, I had a little difficulty getting in even with a backpack. So it is a little difficulty to get in and out of. But once you get into the bathroom, there's a changing station. The first bathroom stall is ADA compliant. And there are 2 other stalls on either side. This is the ADA compliant restroom. It's got the handlebar, vertical, horizontal, and there is another one across the back of the toilet. On the toilet, it is a manual flush, where on the other 2 stalls, it is an automatic. It's something that may be an improvement, but not necessarily a violation. And here are the sinks. The top one is not ADA compliant, but it does have the easy access handles. The bottom one is ADA compliant with the height, but unfortunately the handles are a turn handle, which might be a little bit more difficult to use. So that is also another improvement. I've already showed this, but again, signage on both panels. This was the video virtual tour of Niagara Falls. Patrons can access this by touching the screen, and they are educated on the history of the library. So in this picture, it gave a little bit more detail about, you could scan this on your phone. We'll zoom this in a little bit closer. You could zoom this on your phone. It's virtual exhibit about the history of the library and of the Niagara Falls area. Here's the ramp to the study booth where I'm currently sitting, and easy accessible area. Here's more in depth of the study pod. There's places to plug in chargers, turn on and off the light and the filter. The chair, this can be easily removed to fit a wheelchair in its place. And here is the system to adjust the table to get the correct height. Didn't really get too much of a chance to explore the second floor, but there are some basic features. It has the ADA compliance restrooms. I was told by an employee they updated this to make it more accessible, considering the pictures that I have showed you before. A lot of areas did need some improvements, but the bathroom on the second floor is ADA compliant. There is braille signage, clear signs, and there is proper width accessibility. There is also elevator accessibility with clear signs and with accessibility. So I will show you a couple pictures of those right now. Here are the elevators on the first and second floor. They are clearly indicated. Improvement on my part could be a little bit bigger, and there could be a sign further out saying elevator, maybe even hanging from the ceiling, or a further spot before you get to this point. And here's the signage for the restrooms. I just took the men's room, for example, but you could see underneath all these dots, this is what Braille looks like. Upstairs, there's also a ramp. Upstairs is used for a lot of meeting rooms and for staff to use. So they do have a ramp with a railings on. This is basically the same ramp, just taken from two different perspectives. So you can see the incline. And here's some sources that I've pulled to compile this, along with my tour pictures of the library. Thank you for your time as we toured the Niagara Falls Public Library in the Earl W. Bridges building. Thank you.